Oh, we are missing something. I'm sitting here going, why do I feel like we're missing something?
What would we be missing?
As
Like,
I'm
as
looking,
you guys are coming on, what do I feel like I'm missing?
I'm looking at the screen going, why is everything so blurry? There everybody is.
Happy Sunday night, guys.
I'm never going to get used to these things. Oh, my gosh.
We're like springtime. It's April. Gosh, the years is flying.
Actually, a nice day in New Jersey today. First day in like
gorgeous.
Well, it's like the first day in a week that it hasn't rained, and like tomorrow the sun's gonna go away. So like, I don't know.
Who was excited for the eclipse? Oh my gosh! Like, I'm not kidding you guys. I'm excited. We're not in totality, so we're not in the path of totality. We are over here on the western side of Jersey, up in like the Appalachian side, the Delaware Water Gap area. So we're supposed to get about 90%. And I am psyched. I can't wait. We have our glasses. I'm going to pick the kids up from school, not early, but on time because their bus ride is about 40 minutes. So picking them up, we'll be able to, they're going to watch a little bit of it in school, the start of it. I'll pick them up. We'll come home and I hope that we can catch the height of it just as we get home. But yeah, I'm psyched. I should have brought them they're right there on the counter, but I should have brought them in. I'd be wearing those glasses.
Will these work?
No. Guys, if you are going to watch the eclipse, in all seriousness, please make sure you have the proper eyewear or make the old school pinhole.
Yeah. So
old school pinhole. We were talking about that today when we were younger. They taught us how to make the pinhole.
Yeah, no, that's all we did. But I must have been in a low budget district or something like that. So welcome.
Well, no, that we're that old. Like, other stuff didn't exist, man. It wasn't just like, it was like, hey, you couldn't call Amazon. When we were 10, you couldn't go on Amazon and just order glasses. No,
you actually had to, and back then you actually had to like pick up the phone and call to book your cruise too. I guess you couldn't just do it through us. Hey, well, it's Sunday night. Finally got the kids down. What's going on, everybody?
They're still stirring up there.
I know. I hear them. That's why I'm trying to. But so how's everybody's week going? We have.
Very special happy birthday to our niece Olivia. Happy birthday. She's the big 9.
Yes, we spent today. The day
and we had a great birthday party with her today. So
spent the day.
We had a great day, Liv.
Spent the day at Skeggy's Axe House and Arcade today.
We were swifting it out. We were Swifties today.
Yeah.
Do I still have? I think I got most of it off. We were wearing the red lipstick for Taylor Swift.
I can still see it.
Can you? Well, I think. Okay. Like if you can see it, I was like, it was like I was scrubbing it. I couldn't get it off.
Yeah. So, well, we got a bunch of people in the chat. We'll say hello real quick, and then we got a couple things. There's people missing ships. We got cruises coming up. We got all sorts of crazy stuff going on. So, Aunt Kate is here. Says she's listening and says thank you.
We had such a good time.
Hi, Livy. How are you?
Katie had such a good time.
Liv was on the show last week. Was that last week?
I think so. Was that last week?
When we had Katie and Liv on.
Yeah, Katie and Liv. So yeah, it was Livy who was popping. Katie and Livy were popping in the background. It was Livy's birthday today. So
yes. So no guest stars tonight. You're stuck with us. But we do have a lot of our friends here. We have Mary Ellen. Shane is here.
I don't need these yet. I can't see anything, but
I need them. Mom is here. Hello, Mom. Thank you for coming in. Dad's in the back. We'll book you another cruise just like we do on every live stream. Shane, did I say hello to Shane? We should
make that an ongoing thing where like
maybe it'll get Dad to start logging in. Yeah, Dad's next cruise.
Where's Dad going? Where in the world is Dad?
Jimmy is here. Kathy's here. Our good friends Fats and Trey are here. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for coming in. Let's see. Jamie, hope you're drying things out there out in Arizona. Cruise Nuts are here. Kevin Brubaker, sir, how are you? Nice to see you. Matt's back. Carnival Cruise Addicts are here again. And who else do we have? J&T Adventures. Hello.
Hey,
thank you, guys. J&T.
Oh, J&T. Hello, J&T.
J&T.
Well, hello to them both. Hey,
yes. Guys. Let's see. Nautical Nurse Nancy has joined us. Hello, Nancy. How are you? Nice to see you in this evening. I said we have Aunt Kate here. Some lady named Julie from How We Cruise is saying hello.
I know because I just
but
my ears. I'm still wild today.
That's all right. Well, we've got everybody here.
We're all friends. We're all friends. You're all welcome.
If you've seen what our hair often looks like getting up on a cruise ship, it's
I talk about that every time I edit. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I turned the camera on looking like that. But whatever.
Kevin, oh, I'm in the wrong
You get the
spot.
real
I gotta
deal.
click. I was clicking down here. I'm going, why is this not showing up on the screen? And if I click on the screen on the left, nothing shows up. But if I click on the screen in the center, this is what shows up. And Kevin wants to know what he can't wait for, and that's the November 3rd Freedom of the Seas group cruise out of Fort Lauderdale. You didn't know this live stream was going to start with a commercial, but yet here you are. Now we were
talking about that today. We had some friends that we were trying to give information to because they seemed very interested. So yeah, I might have another couple people jumping on that one.
Hopefully so.
Yeah.
Yes, we have some group cruises coming up.
Growing legs.
We'll put the information up later in the chat. Carnival Cruise Addict says they love your hair, Julie.
Oh, thank you.
And Tony Diaz has 5 days till wrap.
Don't tell Brian, but I have an appointment on Wednesday.
Great.
I can't wait. Look, I got roots.
I'm like, hey, I got an overtime shift. Julie's like, hey, I got a hair appointment. I'm like, great, it's awesome. What are you guys next cruise? When's your next cruise? When are you going on another cruise? We have our next cruise is in 103 days when we will be on the inaugural sailing of the Utopia.
Every week. I can't get my thumb to go. I don't know, whatever.
Inaugural sailing of the Utopia of the Seas.
There.
Out of Port Canaveral? Where are we going out of Port Canaveral, right?
Yes.
I can't.
Yes, Port Canaveral, Utopia of the Seas.
So that's going to be those.
As of right now, it's the maiden voyage, but it's the second maiden voyage. So
who knows? They might just change it again.
It could change again, but I don't know. But that's the week that's the couple days that we can go and it works. And happy birthday to Brian because it'll be Brian's birthday.
Mary Ellen has 17 days until the friend.
Mary Ellen, you have like a fantastic year. I'm telling you, you got the best lineup of anyone that I know. No doubt.
Matt has 68 days until Symphony.
I can't wait.
Summer sailing on Symphony out of Bayonne. We'll have to stop in and have a drink on your way out. We'll have to. And Mary Ellen's back to back. Carnival Cruise Addicts has 110 days until the Carnival Magic for their 25th anniversary. Happy anniversary! And you know what makes a great pre-cruise or pre-anniversary gift is booking the Freedom of the Seas on November 3rd because that's only 107 days away. So you'll be back in plenty of time. I have to.
I want everybody to come with us. I want to whatever, but I don't want to listen. They know. We'll remind them, but like we don't need to shove it down their throat.
Sherry, we'll remind you again later. Sherry and Danny have 28 days until Allure of the Seas.
61 days. Kathy's got till. Sorry,
I'm going down.
I know. I was looking up, so you look down I look up. So I'm sorry.
Shane has 64 days until the Liberty up to Canada. That's going to be.
I love Liberty of the Seas.
Liberty's part of our.
One of my favorites.
And Kathy has 61 days until Alaska.
If you didn't hear me, I can't.
Our next family adventure is going on the Wonder in February, and
I haven't been on Wonder yet, but I love Oasis.
I think we need to do a little convincing with our next family adventure. I think they need to join us.
I think, yeah, that would be fantastic. Because I've seen their pictures, I've seen their blogs, I see what they're doing. We'd have a lot of fun.
Tony has 38 days until Symphony and 76 days until the President's Cruise. Ooh.
Good time, Tony. I expect a full update and report.
Nancy has just a short week and a half until my back-to-back birthday cruise. Hopefully you're talking about back-to-back cruises and not back-to-back birthdays. No?
Dad jokes?
No. So Julie was commenting on this earlier today about how my jokes have been going downhill. So I apologize to all of you in advance. And
I mean, he's trying. There's effort.
I am. I mean, please stick around. But if you're gonna leave, at least hit the like button.
But I might even put in a C for effort.
Kevin says they have.
Now I can't see. I can't read.
All right, so we'll start the conversation. Oh. So Kevin has the Hilton booked for Fort Lauderdale for the November cruise. So point on that, Julie and I are going to be in Fort Lauderdale in about a week and a half.
Yeah.
So Julie and I will be heading down to Cruise 360 this year. And
CLIA sponsored event.
Yep, it's CLIA event. So we're going to be down there for that. So we are going to check out.
That's no dad joke. That's just a bad joke. Thank you, Kev.
You're killing me.
Kev's team Julie tonight.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Hey, we got the warehouse in the house.
Yes. Hey, what's up, Julie and China? Nice to see you guys.
Hey,
How are you? That was a little quick. But what I was saying is we will be in Fort Lauderdale, so we are going to be staying right by the port. So while we're down there, we are going to take a little
It
scope
cracks me
out.
up. It cracks me up when you talk about Fort Lauderdale because,
Why?
like, I lived down there for so long that, like,
Yeah, but
for
at your
me,
advanced age, you can't
Yeah.
remember that.
well, that's true. But like, you always talk about, oh, we're gonna be out, and I'm like, dude, that was just my stomping grounds.
Okay, well
That's good times.
then the multiple times that I've asked you what hotel should we recommend for these
Because I
people?
didn't have to stay at a hotel. I lived there.
So the fact that you live there is meaningless.
No, it's a good time. I love Fort Lauderdale.
So we'll be doing our research when we're there in a week and a half, and you can expect that for the November cruise, we will have hotel recommendations after that. So we will let you
I
know.
guarantee
Because,
you the same places that I hung out probably don't
well,
still exist.
The fact of the matter is that we've discovered that traveling with kids, when you book a hotel room, you have to make sure. So when we went on Icon of the Seas, we decided that it was appropriate to book a hotel, just a standard hotel room for the 5 of us, because it had a pull-out couch. That didn't work for us.
We did that for the cruise before that too,
Yes.
because honestly, you know what? Like, just like booking a cruise ship, booking not just like, but similarly to booking a cruise ship, booking a family of 5 in a hotel is challenging, and you get bumped up to the next like tier, and you're like, all of a sudden you're a suite and you're paying 3 times as much. Now, the thing that you can do with a hotel that you can't do with a cruise ship is they're not counting berths when you check into a hotel. So we can get by, especially with our kids at the ages they are. Like, they're little, you know, like.
But
you
that
know,
last room we booked
can
was
get
a little
by.
small.
We can get by with cruising with booking smaller rooms.
The
You
room,
cannot, and I'm just gonna let's just throw a shout out there, because I know we're probably preaching to the choir, but if anybody's watching that is new to cruising in here, guys, when you book a room, you can't just throw an extra person in a room. You can't just book a room for 2 and say, hey, we're going to put 3 or 4 in there. You can't do it. They do it by berth. They have to have the numbers allocated for life vests and life boats, and they have to know every soul on board. Just like an airplane, you can't say, oh, I'm going to bring an extra person and we'll share a seat. Same thing on a cruise ship. You can't do it. So,
well, I'm fortunate to say I've never stayed in a hotel room that sank. So I've never needed a life vest.
Oh, I hope not.
Hotel.
But so like that, no, but that's good new cruiser information, because I think that it's very, very easy, and we've heard it, and we have probably said it in our infancy days. Like, oh, well, why can't we just put an extra person in this room? Or why can't we just move? Now, once you're all booked and allocated to your rooms, listen, if you're going to switch rooms and you're going to jump around and whatever, that's on you. No biggies, no worries. Like, whatever, you do you. But to book it, you actually have to be allocated to that berth of that room. So that's just a heads up.
We have Chuck checking in from X. He is logged in from X. We have our first viewer on X. It's not our first viewer on X. We have Chuck's probably our only viewer on X for our live streams. For our live streams, I mean, because they're all here.
Is that number 1? I don't know. It might be
right, because everybody's watching on YouTube.
I know we like.
We like YouTube. We like everybody watching on there. You can watch us on Facebook. You can watch us on.
Wait, did I say? I saw a comment there.
Where?
5 kids. Julie wants to book another stateroom so she doesn't have to listen to me snore. A lot of times, because we're a family of 5, I'll accidentally say 5 kids, and I mean our family of 5. We don't have 5 kids. We only have 3. I swear.
We have a few more people there.
Jamie and Sharon. Hey.
Jamie and Sharon.
Hey, guys.
Daniel Fields is here. Thanks for coming in.
Out.
And I thought I saw somebody else get here. Daniel says, hey, we made it. Yes, you did. Thank you. Nancy says, try doing that with 2 girls who don't get along 100% of the time. Do you book them on different ships to allow them to get along?
Our kids.
They've been good in the last 2 days, but
really?
Yeah.
Have we been living in the same house?
I just said 2 days.
Where were you today?
At the Bullseye Bar.
Anyway.
I
took pictures because I was hoping we were going to put them up, and then we didn't even get them set up.
We were not prepared. But I mean, a lot of stuff going on this week.
We had a busy day.
A lot of crazy things. So we'll start with the good news is everybody going cruising soon. We got people leaving. What are you doing?
That was a picture of you at the Bullseye Bar.
What? Yeah, but I
know.
I saw it. They didn't.
I know, but I don't think it's going to come up. I don't know.
No, it's not.
Here we go.
There we go. Ooh, the new camera is better than the old camera.
Yeah,
Look
it is.
Huh?
Yeah.
So,
Brian Dad at the Bullseye Bar.
Yeah, see, I meant hotel rooms, not ships. I know. I was teasing you. I was picking on you. Let's see. Yeah.
It's
So
funny.
a lot of drama this week. I mean, big stories. Big stories. We have people missing from cruise ships.
It's
We have
never
people missing cruise ports, and then some guy was complaining about ducks. I don't know. I don't understand.
It's never a dull moment in cruising, guys. Never. I mean, there's always some cruise news. There's always going on, and if it's your thing, you're following.
Yeah.
But keep going. Oh no, my
right,
watch is just beeping.
number one
Somebody's texting
story.
me.
First, we'll say prayers out there. There was a young gentleman who did go overboard from the Liberty of the Seas. And you know, for the new cruisers out there, it looks like we got a lot of seasoned folks in here. Oh, I saw Sugar in here. That's who I didn't say hello to. Hi, Sugar. How are you? For a lot of the seasoned folks that have been here, they know this is not a common thing, but you're hearing more and more of, you know, you had the fella go overboard on MSC, and now this situation sounds like a fella that
we don't
actually
have to go into
you know
details,
no, but I mean it's unfortunately it has not been found yet. Hopefully, at least as far as we've seen.
Thoughts and prayers.
But I did want to talk more about you know, we kind of mentioned it briefly last week. There was a group on an NCL cruise heading down out of Africa. They did a private
I don't
excursion.
think we talked about this last week because I don't think it had happened yet. Didn't it happen like Monday?
No, I thought it happened.
No, I don't know.
Remember.
Anyway, I don't know. Everything blends together.
Tony says we had earthquakes. Yeah, we had earthquakes.
Oh, let's come back to that.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that because you started the story and then we'll come back to the earthquake. Because
but so these individuals, they went on an excursion, private excursion, and they didn't make it back in time. Now, there's some back and forth as to communications between the tour operator and the ship, but essentially what it comes down to is, you know, you need to make your decision when you book your excursion as to how comfortable you are traveling. I mean, we book excursions and tours and just sometimes just grab a taxi, not booking something through the ship. We do it pretty regularly, but we always add that buffer time in to make sure we're back in time.
It can be really safe. I mean, it can be really, especially when you plan it. We plan it in advance. We go with reputable companies. Can we kick the dog into the kitchen because this dog is?
Yeah, come on. Go.
I don't know what he ate today, but
I don't know. What were you feeding him?
I don't know, but the dog can go out of the room.
But thank God this is no smell-o-vision here. Otherwise, 30 people would drop down to a lot lower.
No, we regularly book outside the cruise ship. We actually prefer to book outside the cruise ship. Nothing wrong with booking within the cruise ship. That's fantastic, and it can be definitely the right choice, the right time, the right sailing, in the right way. But we like to book outside of the cruise line, and we do it responsibly and pick our line or pick our vendor. And
yes, Daniel says, and we, you know, this is part of what I like about our channel. If we got an opinion, we're going to share it with you. And I agree with you, Daniel. It's on them. I mean, Nancy, is your doggy crop dusting? Yes.
It's pretty bad.
Yes, that's
for me to come out during the live stream. I think bad. I don't know if you guys can see my eyes tearing.
But yes, Daniel says this one's on the individuals. We agree. If you're going to book outside the cruise ship, like have a plan, have a backup plan, and then have a backup plan for your backup plan. I recommend writing them down on a spreadsheet.
Except the possibility that things could not go the way that you want. I mean, anything could happen. We joke about it regularly, or we comment about it regularly. We were in Cozumel. We were in a taxi cab. We were on the road. Our taxi cab broke down like literally in the middle of the highway. It like, and we're like, I looked at Brian. He looked at me. It was pouring rain, and we're like, uh-oh. And fortunately, the car started back up, and we made it back to the port. But like our first thought was, man, if that car didn't start up, we were getting out. We were hitchhiking another cab to the port because we were not going to miss that shit.
To be fair, that coming back on that trip, though, there were enough cabs coming back from Paradise Beach that I'm certain that somebody in this chat
that knew us.
Hopefully would have picked us up if they saw us walking in the rain.
That's not always the case.
So
Tony. Yeah, well, I was going to be nice and not say it could potentially have been Brian.
That was definitely the dog. So Daniel makes another good point. Daniel, we're going to keep calling you out tonight. We have a cruise that starts in April and out of San Francisco and San Diego from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. I feel safe in those cities to book a local trip. Absolutely. Like, I wouldn't go into, oh, that's right. You were in that cab with us. Okay, that's where.
Yes. I didn't remember. I don't remember. Yeah, I didn't remember.
That's right. We're going. It was just
We
like,
weren't
you remember
alone?
that? No, there was like 6 people with us. How many
No.
did you drink?
Oh, there wasn't 6 people. It was
No,
only
it was 4.
No.
No, there was 4 of us. There was 4 of us. It was them and us. I don't
because
know.
the way we were with Kevin and Julie on the way
On the way
out.
there.
But on the way back, we weren't alone. Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
no, okay, yeah. But
Um,
you remember that happening? Oh my God! Like, I mean, our heart skipped a beat. I mean, my heart skipped a beat. Like, we got to make it back.
Yeah.
We got to make it back to the ship.
But anyway, so let's see. Sugar says, I always get back to the ship 2 hours before the ship leaves. Now, I saw a good tip today, and I forget where I saw it. So if it was one of you and I'm stealing this from you, I apologize, and I'll give you credit if you just throw it out there in the chat. They said when they sit at breakfast in the morning, they set a countdown timer on their phone for what time they have to be back. Yes, that's what it was. That's right. Kev said we were with Mike and them on the way back. But set a timer on your phone for when you have to get back on the ship.
I thought I remembered, guys.
Apparently, I don't. Not an alarm, because if your phone picks up a different time zone getting off the ship, just set a countdown timer on your phone for when you need to be back on the ship, and leave yourself an hour buffer, because then no matter what you have to drink, that number's always right in front of you, and it's always going to count down, and you know when you're running out of time.
That's a good tip.
So that's one I'm going to use. So I'm going to steal that from you guys. So whoever gave us that one, we're going to steal that.
So these people didn't make it back on the ship, and they were a little peeved because what happened was they made it back to the port. The ship was ready to go, was ready to set sail. Apparently there was some communication with the captain saying, hey, no, listen, we're here. There's a number of scenarios we could go with that. I don't think we have all the details with, unless it's come out between now and what the last that we've heard. But like, nope, that ship was ready to go and it was leaving. So its anchor was up, it was ready to set sail, and there's no going back. Now, guys, there's all kinds of things. There's port fees, there's taxes, there's all kinds of things that you have to consider. And even for a party of,
there was 8 of them, I think. Well, they said there was 9. That's a 9th person.
Well, there was a 9th person that didn't make it because they got ill and had to go back or something, I think. Anyway, you missed the boat. Yeah.
Well, Nancy says, what did she say?
And I used the word boat there on purpose. You missed the boat.
Last tender is the last call. This is not like at the bar at 2, 3 in the morning when you could slide that extra Jackson across the table to get one more. No, there's no more tenders. When it's cut off, it's cut off.
I was confused in the beginning of this story because they kept saying that they were like, oh, they listened to the rules too much or whatever. And I was like, I don't understand. Like, they missed the last call. Like, they missed the boarding time. Again, not like, I don't know what happened. I don't know how, I don't know where. But just because you can reach a ship, just because the ship actually hasn't pulled out yet, doesn't mean they have to pull those. You know, this was a tender, so it wasn't even that they had to pull the docks out.
Oh, hold on a second.
They're not.
Mom, is it me or do we lose them? Are we back? Can you hear us? It looks like, I think we're back. My everything looks good. Give me a thumbs up.
Oh, Mom said I'm back. We could have just lost her.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was Mom. Okay, never mind. All right, we're back.
Nobody else seems.
No, we're good. Yeah. Truth is different risk levels, right? So it depends.
They did lose power for 36 hours the other day. So let's not to switch gears here real quick. But guys, if you're not aware, we are in New Jersey. And I know it's been all in the news, and I know that everybody's in a huff, especially. I mean, we love you Californians. We love you West Coasters. We get it. And I know that to you, we seem like probably like the Southerners who get like a flurry and like, oh my gosh. But like, we had a 4.8 magnitude earthquake out of the blue. We don't get earthquakes. And let me tell you, holy smokes, it rocked our boat. See what I did there? Rocked our boat.
Wait, so hold on. You're going to give me trouble about bad dad jokes, and you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it scared the baloney out of me. Yeah. I was home. You were at work. The kids were at school, and all of a sudden, and they were cutting down trees next door. And all of a sudden, I literally thought a bulldozer was trying to push our house down, and everything started to shake. My lungs started to shake. The house started to shake. And my mind didn't go to earthquake. My mind went to, okay, the furnace is blowing up, or there's literally like one of those tree guys like screwed up and it's fallen on our house, or their machine bumped in and out. It was like, and then within seconds, you called me and my dad called me. I'm like, you guys, did you feel an earthquake? And I'm like, That's what that was.
Matt says he's in the Poconos and it was wild. Nancy said Dave and
Poconos
Brandy
is
were out
not
for a
far.
little bit. Dave and Brandy aren't far from us. They're probably what, like an hour, maybe an hour and a half from us?
They're not far. They're a little bit further. So we're about 20 miles from the epicenter. And they said there's been about 35 complete in total, like earthquakes / like, you know, aftershocks and whatever going on. The 4.8 was the strongest. There was a 4.0, and then everything else has been below that. I've only felt the first one, and I felt one aftershock. I felt the 4.0 at 6 p.m. after that.
Do you want to know the best way to avoid an earthquake? If you're on a cruise ship, you won't feel an earthquake. So I recommend the Royal Caribbean's Freedom of the Seas, November the 3rd of 2024 out of Fort Lauderdale. We're heading to Grand Cayman, Falmouth, Jamaica, and Labadee, Haiti. Well, we don't know if we're heading to Labadee, Haiti. We're probably heading, I don't know where we're going, but we're going on a ship. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of fun people with us. And if you're not there, you're just not fun. So come with us, join us. We've got plenty of cabins held for everybody. Double occupancy rates are really, 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 really good.
Let's move on to the next story that we heard this week.
Daniel says, question for the earthquake: were you sitting or standing? If standing, were you walking? No, actually, I was standing in my office
because I was sitting and it happened so fast. I jumped up and it happened. I mean, they said at first they were saying it was about 12 to 15 seconds, but I thought it was longer. And then they confirmed, maybe it was more like 20 to 30 seconds. I was both, and I was sitting and then I jumped up and then I ran through the house and the dogs are going crazy and I ran out the front door. Not for safety, not for whatever. I don't even know I think you're supposed to like duck and cover, right? I don't even know. Ran out the front door and then I ran back in because I literally was like, well, if it's the furnace, like, do I have to do something? But if it's the furnace, maybe I should get out of the house. But then I was like,
Tony said it woke him up out of his nap.
I saw Tony's post. I love that.
Let's see. Mary Ellen said she thought a tree had fallen outside, then thought earthquake. Connecticut doesn't get many. No.
Mary Ellen, we were in the same boat. We both had tree work going on outside and both thought the same thing. Because that's what we think out here on the East Coast. We don't have this.
Kathy said in a 7.2 Joshua tree quake in 92. That's a little bit. So my dad, I don't know much about the Richter scale. So I don't know if this is factual information or not, but I'm going to share it on the internet because that's what seems to be everybody does. Somebody told me that for each point on the Richter scale, it's 10 times more than the others.
Something like that.
So like a 5, like a 4 is like 10 times more than a 3, and a 5 is 10 times more than a 4. So I can only imagine what a 7.2 would be. So hopefully we don't.
I mean, that's high because it goes up to like 9, right? So the 4.8 is like it's not like whatever, but it's not like whatever. But you get into those 7s. Yeah, no, that's no joke.
Let's see.
That's why I say I get it, guys. I know we probably look like we're whatever, but it was scary to us. We didn't know what it was.
Well, I'll show this. Thank you Carnival Cruise. Thank you so much. Won't be there, but we are still fun. We agree with you.
We'll sail sometime for sure.
But thank
you so much.
If you can't make November, there's always the Friends and Family Cruise on the Carnival Sunrise that we're doing jointly with Sharon at Sea Travel. That one's leaving Miami on July 12th, 2025. You can book it through us. You can book it through Sharon at Sea. We are going to have lots of friends and lots of family, and that's going to be we're doing.
Yeah, there's
thank you for the sound.
Thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
So this one will be out of Miami. We were really targeting getting some people like involved in families involved. So we're going to do some stuff for the adults. We're going to do some stuff for the kids. We're going to do some stuff all together. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're looking for something to do in July of 2025, join us, please. It'll be a lot of fun.
It is.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And
you know what?
Even if you got too much stuff going on, it's only 5 days. So you can join us anyway.
And yeah, great port, easy port.
There you go. So let's see. Oh, you want to get rid of
that?
You don't like those. Julie doesn't like the tickers.
I don't like the tickers.
Everybody jot down the information so I can get rid of it. There we go. All right.
Cruise news. Where are we going? Because you have different ideas than I do. I mean, you want to talk about the MSC Harmonia? That happened this week, where it got stuck in Barcelona. They couldn't leave because they had 69 passengers didn't have the correct documentation. And it appears that this wasn't like purposefully done. It appears that it was actually a scam from home because they had falsified documentations. They didn't have the correct visa. So the ship got held up. They finally, when I say detained, I don't know how they detained, but they kept the people at port and they let the ship go, but they had to cancel the cruise after it. Like, it makes you realize, like, and then so the big question was, well, how did they get out? Like if you had falsified documents, like how did they get on the ship to begin with, right? So how did they get on? But apparently the documents were good enough for them to get on the ship. Like, it was like at face value. But when they actually, because when they were really looking, it held everything up.
Well, from what I understand, they didn't board in a U.S. port.
No.
And, like, so
No.
we,
No, but
we,
this
we,
stuff can
we're,
happen.
I know, but we're a little spoiled here in the United States. I think we have some really good security, and I think we have some really
I
good,
think so.
some really good,
Yeah.
safe travel. And
But how would you feel if you were on? So I think that they did fully refund the next cruise that got canceled and gave them a 50% future cruise credit. But like, if you could have been on even sailing, even if you had all your stuff going, you could have been affected by this. So this is the stuff that happens. It's not. It goes to say, we say it all the time. If you're going to cruise, you have to go with the flow. You have to ride the wave, and I know. And you have to, be flexible and know that anything can happen. So, yeah.
So that said,
Anyway.
documents are important. Right now, actually, our kids are due for new passports. So if you are sailing with us or anybody in the 6 months out, make sure that your documentation is up to date for.
So my passport's going to expire in 5 months. I'm good because I leave next month.
Nope.
Why not?
Nope. Your documents your passport must expire
within 6 months.
More than 6 months after your return.
Yeah. So if it's going to expire soon, make sure that you get an updated passport.
So Shayna says, advice from Mark, travel insurance. Now, I tell you what, when you call us to book a cruise or you email us to book a cruise, one of the things that we always make sure of is we always have an option for travel insurance.
We always suggest it.
We suggest it, and then we suggest it again, and then we recommend it, and then we recommend it again. You never know what can happen. We've had situations where we've used it ourselves. We've had damaged luggage, covers that. We've had times where our flight was canceled, and when you're sitting with 3 kids, you don't have time to wait in a line with 300 other passengers to get a voucher for the same hotel that everybody else is going to.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Sometimes it's just easier to just grab that hotel and go through your travel insurance.
What other cruise news we got? What else we want to talk about before we jump?
Before we jump, what?
I don't know. Ship. What you got?
I don't want to talk about any of that stuff.
So then talk about whatever you want to talk about. He doesn't like my notes.
No, you're taking notes on stuff that Julie's got notes here about an active hurricane season.
It is going to be an active hurricane season, but I don't think as active as last year. I think this past year was a little bit more active, but it's still going to be. They're still calling for a lot of hurricanes. They're calling for 5 major. Where'd it go? You changed my page. I don't know where it go.
Kevin says his passport expires in 2030. Just had to check. Global entry expires in 2025. Definitely. Hey, the global entry
5
is definitely
major storms.
worth having. Now, global entry, unless you're flying internationally, you don't really need the global entry. If you're leaving from a U.S. port, the benefit of global entry is that it's the benefit of the global entry is that you get TSA pre-check with it. So if you're flying domestically, you get the bonus of getting that. Yeah. The only thing that we have to think about is with our kids, TSA pre applies if you're an adult traveling with kids under the age of 16.
Yeah,
they can ride the wave with you.
Yeah. They don't have to have it. They come with us. So that's good.
Carnival Cruise Addict says we don't want to think about hurricanes. We barely made it through Ian. Now we don't want to think about hurricanes either, and that's why people say to us, "Oh, I don't want to cruise during hurricane season."
It's a great time to cruise cruise ships navigate and they know how to go around things.
Mm.
I mean, islands can't move. So hearts and prayers and thoughts are always with them whenever a tropical storm or hurricane comes through. But the cruise ships have meteorologists and captains that work hand in hand and know how to navigate these storms and get around them. So, they're always safe.
And actually,
always have safety at front.
The cruise lines actually employ their own weather people. Actually, the fellow who's the weather guy for Royal Caribbean, I actually follow him on Twitter, and he's probably the most accurate weather guy that I've ever seen.
He better be.
So, but let's see. Marianne says not surprising since last year was a light year. Probably will be worse. Nancy says we are still recovering from Ian. It still has. Really has our area in Florida in repairs. Yeah, I mean hurricanes can do a lot of damage, but like that's like what if you don't have to worry about being on a cruise, because like you said, the ship can go around. The islands can't move. I don't want
my ship
Florida
to be
can't move.
Yeah,
those things can. The ship will move. But we were talking about being in ports, and you want to talk about this guy there?
Well, so there is a missing gentleman, 66-year-old man. His name is Edward Solomon. He was on the Icon of the Seas with his family. They were off on an excursion in Cozumel. The gentleman has, and this has all been reported, guys. So, forgive me. I'm going based on everything that I've heard on multiple different avenues and news sites. He has advanced dementia. He did have a GPS tracker necklace. He somehow wandered from his family, and is missing in Cozumel. So everybody is looking for this guy and hoping that he is found safe and sound. But there's some speculative potential reports that perhaps a gentleman matching his description was able to get a taxi that evening when he went missing. It's a crazy story, and our hearts and our thoughts and prayers and heartfelt wishes go out to the family.
It makes you think about a lot of things. I mean, we travel with family and friends a lot, and one of the big things when we go anywhere is keeping an eye on each other. So I mean, we do our group cruises, we try to stick together in the ports. We do traveling with family, we always make sure making that extra head count to make sure we have everybody with us.
Do you guys in the chat, do you do anything when you're traveling with friends or family or travel partners or whatever? Do you do any extra added security measures? And again, when I say, do you do anything, like, do you have any, whatever, because nobody ever plans for this. Nobody ever expects it, and anything can always happen. But like, what are your thoughts on, like, does this change how you maybe want to cruise with kids? Because we cruise with kids.
Well, I like not like the fact, but I find it interesting the fact that they talk about the fact that he had a GPS necklace. I mean,
it's been mentioned on more than on a handful of different places. Network news channels were mentioning it. Other channels were mentioning it.
One of our things that
is that missing? But I haven't heard reports on it, so I don't know.
One of our recent things that we've been doing is, we bought a bunch of air tags, and the kids now have their watches. So to be able to use those pieces of technology to keep an eye on where they're at and things like that.
So that was another cruise story. Not to jump, but there was a woman who had an air tag on her, and her family at home. Gosh, I don't even think I have I remember hearing this story, and she had an air tag on her. Her family at home was following her, noticed she didn't get back on the ship, and she was actually in the hospital. I think she was okay. But her family had been following just to make sure everything was okay, and it turns out that they were following her air tag. So
Daniel says maybe he needs a GPS necklace. Nancy, if you're listening, Daniel's birthday, GPS necklace.
I'm looking to see if I did have notes on that or if I just heard it because I definitely listened to that story.
Mary Ellen says, just ordered new AirTag
No,
batteries.
like-
Mine are dying. Yeah, you know what? I got a notification on my phone the other day that one of them is dying. We bought them all at the same time, and one's dying.
Well, it happens.
I don't know. That doesn't sounds fishy to me. Maybe Apple swapped one out or something.
Or maybe they're just in a big batch and they grabbed 4 and threw them in a box.
Kevin says Julie's going to force me to get a tattoo on the bottom of my foot that says "Return to the owner of the the foot to the ship." Yeah. I don't know if that's trackable on your iPhone, but that could work. What else you got, Jewel? What else you would?
I hear that there's been.
Oh, Kathy says that lady was the 9th person. That was the 9th person.
Oh, that was the 9th person. Okay, all right. Yeah, I know because I'm like, it's all starting to jumble up in my head.
Did we say hi to Anthony? I don't think we said hi to Anthony. Hi, Anthony. How are you?
Oh,
and Z is here. Hello, Z.
Hey
How
guys.
are you?
Hello. I heard some rumblings this week about ducks.
No, what did you hear? All right, we're going to do it, guys. We're going to do it. It's been a hot topic. How do you feel about the ducks? How do you feel about them? I want to know. Hi, Julie. How are you?
Julie.
How do you feel about ducks?
Just in time, Julie. Just in time.
So, we love them. We love them. We hide them. We hide them everywhere. And in July 12th of 2025.
Do you love them or you just support them because the kids like them?
Oh, yes, that's totally it. 100%.
Right.
But Nancy, quack, hot topic. So I have an odd feeling that there are going to be a lot.
Nancy had a great live the other night.
A lot of ducks on an upcoming cruise. There's going to be a lot of ducks.
Nancy had a great live the other night, and with my Tuesday. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When's your night? Your night is Tuesday. I don't know. I just watched. Anyway, it was great. It was great.
What day is it now? I don't even know.
Because you were talking about good friends also. Sharon at Sea Travel, Jamie posted a video about cruising ducks. And it was a great video. He backed up exactly at their thoughts. They backed it up with an alternative. Mm-hmm. And I'll say this, I enjoyed the video and I absolutely
here's what we got.
Admired the presentation and the solution that they provided because I really like the solution.
What Julie's saying is we respect your opinion, but you're wrong.
I know that's not what he said. So you're gonna have to go watch the video if you have not seen the video already. You're gonna have to go watch the video because it was really, really good.
Julie says love them.
Yes.
Nancy says we find them ducky. Carnival Cruise addicts. We love the ducks. Kevin doesn't care either way, but I think it's cute. So
I have videos of us. I have little shorts and YouTube shorts. I have TikToks out of us getting ready for cruises, printing out our duck tags, right? Because the kids absolutely love hiding and finding ducks. Now, the duck community, it started with this one girl who wanted to start, if you guys know about Jeep ducks, she wanted to start hiding these ducks. They did their tags and they created the original cruise duck page. So these ducks have exploded in the cruising community. People hide them all over. You find them. You're supposed to take your picture with them, post it on the original Cruising with Ducks page, and then, share, rehide. You can keep it as a souvenir. You can rehide it. You can take it to another ship and rehide it. So it's a thing.
Nancy does have a point that we should say. Nancy says, I love my SAST family and I'd never accept people's slanders their opinion. No. Listen, we get along really good with them and all jabs sent here are totally in joking
fun.
Said in
good love.
All in love.
I love their solution. I really do. I want to do both. I have this idea of getting those mini ducks.
But I do see myself just sitting somewhere in a bar and just throwing ducks across a bar at Jamie.
Stop it. No. No, but so anyway, but the duck community has grown. So now we've seen everything from people crocheting ducks to making plastic ducks to
our kids want to use a 3D printer and make some.
we experienced that on Icon. Somebody was making 3D and they had the icon on it, like whatever. So people are getting really elaborate. I've even seen it go as far as people, I don't like hiding little ducks. We put magnets on our ducks so we can like hide them in different places, and making duck earrings, making duck bracelets, like expanding the duck idea.
Our next family adventure says, love them. The kids love finding them and they loved hiding them too. We went on nightly duck hunts on our last cruise.
Now, I don't like it if or when they get like not hidden and or put where they're not supposed to be put, like, because you're not supposed to put them in shops, because obviously like anything you should never take out of a shop. So I mean, that is like a controversial thing. They don't want them in the pools, they don't want them in the hot tubs, they don't want them anywhere where they can cause, like, especially, you know, they're not supposed to be there.
Daniel says, I'm okay with the ducks. I've helped people hide them, but I never do my own. Mary Ellen says, it was fun watching little kids find ducks on Symphony with Jamie White. But for me, I'm not a duck. How about when we were sitting at Johnny Rockets and we're doing our vlog, and all of a sudden Katie's like, oh, I see a duck. And it was like on the complete other side.
On the other side of the deck. And she's like, I see a duck. She jumps up, she runs over. And sure enough, there's this duck up on like the upper ledge. I don't know how she saw that. But anyway, no, the ducks, the kids have a good time with it. They're fun. You know, I can do with or without it. See. But I'm going to tell you what. You want to know what really floats my boat?
Or grinds my gears.
What floats my boat? Listen, I don't think ducks are only for kids. You right?
Yes.
I don't think ducks are only for kids. I think they're for kids of all ages, right? So if you like ducks, I'm like a kid when I find a duck, I end up bringing them back home from again. Yes, absolutely. So if you find a duck, awesome, right? And if you love ducks, you love ducks. Kids of all ages. Like, I love that, like, the people who like them jump all in, right? So if it's your thing, cool. What I don't appreciate, and this kind of really bothers me because it's happened to me on multiple occasions, are adults maybe seeing you walk around with some ducks or whatever, or seeing, like, I've seen posts on Facebook. I'm upset because I didn't find a duck and I don't know how or where to find them. And I need to, hold on a second. Like, this is meant for fun. Like, either go out and find your duck.
Jamie says, aha, duck talk. Oh, somebody texted him and he came back in. That's what happened.
We knew we'd get you to chime in there, Jamie. No,
hold on. Well, actually, Nancy had a really good comment.
I have no problem giving them to kids, but when the adults start complaining that they can't find a duck, sorry, guys.
Now that we know,
get off it.
Jamie's here, we can clear it out. Everybody knows we were just busting their chops. And Nancy did put it out there. They had some really atrocious comments in their video, not us.
Oh, yeah.
I know you get along. Guys. You better do a cruise together. So we'll just put that back up there again. So if you haven't booked it yet, this will be your like what 14th reminder this
probably
time. So yeah. So call us, call Sharon. We'll get your book. Come with us.
So
we're going to call it the duck cruise.
No,
Jamie's going to dress up as a duck.
You got to watch their video for the alternative, because I love the alternative. I'm going to be doing the alternative. I'm going to be doing the alternative in many ways, because I'm going to say something similar.
Jamie spelled backwards as duck.
So one of the things that my dad loves to do and we cruise with him. I don't know, Mom, are you still in the chat? I don't know. My dad likes to stand at the top of the elevator banks or the atriums, you know, like whatever, and he likes to wait for like kids to walk by and then start dropping dollar bills like down, and then watch them float down, and then watch the people go and like pick up a dollar bill. So that's a little bit different, but it's kind of along the same thing. But that's a lot. I know they have a ton of fun doing that. It's a lot of fun, just kind of like watching people, and like they're all the way up and dropping them down. So there's a lot of fun things Nancy, that you can do on a ship.
You're giving me an idea. Like, you're giving me a fundraising idea here. So I think what we'll do is Jamie and I will have some kind of competition for that summer cruise.
You better talk to him before you start making plans.
No, we're gonna call it, because I know he's here, so he's right here. Look, it's all good. We know that people love ducks. Just hate the environment. So Jamie, we're gonna have to come up with some kind of competition, and the loser's gonna dress up as a duck.
Okay.
I don't know what it is yet. We're gonna figure it out. We'll take suggestions.
And
But
what are
we'll
you gonna
we'll
do
make
with
it.
the ducks?
Well, I think Nancy says we should raise funds, so I think that's a good idea. We'll do some kind of fundraising effort, and we'll get everybody involved.
Okay.
And Jamie will take one side, I'll take the other side, and we'll let it go until July of 2025.
I like
And,
the
Jamie, I apologize. We probably should have run this idea for you
That's
before
what
you.
I said.
But
You can't make plans without talking to him.
well, he didn't complain yet, so we'll see. But
What do you say? My computer's in the way.
Chris Cram says loser wears a duck vest to formal night.
Oh,
Nancy says loser wears the duck costume.
Lots of thoughts.
I
going
like
through my head right now.
I
Lots of
like the
thoughts.
way Kevin says too late. Jamie is locked to do it now, and I think Jamie just canceled the Nancy, race fund. Actually, we could do that. Race funds for St. Jude. That's because that'll be a carnival cruise. That'll be the carnival
That's
sunrise.
a fantastic idea.
So
we'll talk. We'll talk amongst ourselves, and maybe we'll have to come up with some sort of good plan.
But
so.
Nancy, I don't think you're booked on that one yet. So I know you don't do summer cruises, but now you might have to. So let's see. Jamie's the poster. Jamie says I'm the poster. I'm just picturing Jamie sitting at the Alchemy bar dressed up as a duck. I think it could be. Oh boy. I
don't want to.
Nancy, what have I done? You've done a great thing, Nancy. I don't want to
change the subject from ducks, but you let me know.
Well, but no, because we kind of.
Because if we're kind of going along the idea of like cruise trends,
okay.
I want to ask everybody in the chat because I want to know what are your thoughts on tipping in $2 bills. This is something we've talked amongst ourselves about. We know plenty of people that do it. It's a thing. It's not the
chat was getting quiet for a while. Now it's going to get bad again.
But so there are people who believe that you tip in your $2 bills and it kind of sets you apart and they'll remember you a little bit more and they're like, oh, that's the person that tipped me in $2 bills. How do you guys feel about that? Do you do that? Do you have thoughts on that? Because I have thoughts on this. But I'm going to reserve my judgment or thought or anything. I didn't mean judgment, but I don't know. I'm going to reserve my thoughts on it to see what you guys have to say. Because we like to tip in cash on this show.
Oh, hello, Wendy. Hello, how are you?
Great comment. Tipping is tipping.
Well, so we have two here. So
tips are good at any level. Okay, I'm liking what's coming in.
Let's see. Like Nancy, like the tip in dollar bills, they're more acknowledged. Shayna, exactly. So I've heard they're hard to spend, might be remembered, but not in a good way. So one of the things that we heard from crew members is that I guess like there are vending machines that they can use, and if those vending machines,
or even on and off the ship,
yes, they don't.
They've said that what we've heard firsthand from crew members, although a tip is a tip, and they appreciate any tip, and they always that money is money.
Different. Yes, if you're between nothing and a $2 bill, give the $2.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I don't think people have to go out of their way to be. I think there's other ways you can be remembered. And Jamie, you're gonna love this one. One of them maybe because we've given a number of crew members ducks who are like, the crew members like the ducks. You might want to give them a duck over a $2 bill because they're hard to spend. They said they're really hard to spend.
We were on Anthem of the Seas, and it was a cold, kind of dreary kind of day, and we were up on the deck talking to a couple of crew members that were, I guess they were waiting for the North Star to open. They were running the North Star, and they were there a little early, and so we were talking to them. And we actually stayed in touch with them but the one crew member had never found a duck, and it wasn't his first contract. And so, we didn't want to just give him one. So we had Katie go hide one.
Yeah, he found it right there.
Right by his foot.
I mean, obviously it was
watching the joy on his face and almost tears in his eyes. I was like, you know what?
All right. Yes, he was very happy. We don't want to do it. But the same thing happened in the cruise and it sticks out in my mind is it was at Sorrento's, and it was a cruise that you weren't on. It was one that I was volunteering on with Autism on the Seas. And I went down and I was, hiding a couple, and it was late at night, everybody had gone to bed, and I was like, I have a couple in my bag. I'm just going to go hide these. And the woman working behind Sorrento's, like on the bar side, like watched me, and I went over and sat down, and I watched her get up, and I watched her go over and get it, and then I'm watching her from down there, and I watched her go talk to her colleagues, and she didn't know I was watching her, or her the other crew members, and like so finally I walked back over there, and I was like, hi, like, you found the duck. And she's like, oh my God. And she was ecstatic. She's like, this is the first one that I found. And everybody is always talking about them, and everybody's whatever. So anyway, not to bring it, that was not the intention of the plan to bring it back around to ducks at all. But
well, it looks like we've got everybody seems to agree with you, and I think it's a good point.
Well, the whole reason that brought the thing that brought up the $2 bill is because the kids have been learning a lot about money. They've been saving their money for things that they want. And we've been kind of trying to teach them that if it's something that you really want, save your money. So Katie was saving up some birthday money. Brian was saving up some money for things. Kevin's saving up Kevin is the most like frugal of anybody. He's like afraid to spend it. He's like, if I spend it, I might want it on something else. He doesn't want to spend on anything. He puts it away. But Katie was saving up for something very specific. And she saved up for it, and she had enough, and she went and bought it, and she still had some money left over. Now, Katie has a number of $2 bills. She's had people give her $2 bills. I think the Tooth Fairy's actually delivered some $2 bills before. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the Tooth Fairy likes $2 bills. So Katie has probably more $2 bills than anybody that I know. And she had enough to go buy a second item that she was saving for, and she like pulled out her $2 bill, and she was going to spend it. Now, I'm okay with it. I mean, she's got a bunch of them, and like whatever. And money is money. And even the guy behind the register was like, "You sure you want to spend this?" And I'm like, "It's okay." And Katie said, so that's what sparked the thought in my head. Mm-hmm. I sparked my thought that, like,
let's see. There's a couple good comments here. Jamie says, "Don't do it. Many places outside the U.S. don't take them because they think they're fake."
They do look fake.
Julie says, "I give ducks in a 20." Kevin says, "You know how you get remembered? Give them $200 bills. I'll remember that. That's a good
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd remember that. That I'll start getting you drinks on the ship."
What's your name again?
Let's see. Marilyn says that on purpose is to be as drunk. People who think they should hide the tip to make us remember work to find it. They work hard enough already. Agreed.
Yeah, they do. They work really hard.
And Nancy has a good tip here. Says when you bring cash to spend in the ports, also make sure it doesn't have tears or marks on it. They cannot deposit that cash if it's damaged. So, we had that.
Good tip.
Yeah. So definitely. All right. So what have we learned? We've learned ducks are good. Jamie's going to dress up like a duck. We've learned don't tip in $2 bills. We've learned stick together when you're in ports.
Jamie, since he's just making these plans without you, maybe you should come up with what it's actually going to be, so that way you have an edge. Ooh. I don't know. I'm just saying because
we've got time to figure it out.
Boy.
We got time to figure it out. And at our age, we'll probably all forget about it all by tomorrow. So let's see.
Shayna, your Kevin reminds me of our son. Yeah. Is he the same way? Yeah.
Kev's funny like that. But you know what? On our last Icon cruise, you did have Brian and Kevin working pretty hard.
I did.
Yeah, when we were sitting at the 1400, the kids were running.
I had them working hard.
Not you. No, they were working hard. I said.
Yeah, they were. I thought you said I had them working hard.
So we had our group sitting at the 1400 bar. And if you've cruised with us before, our kids are not kids club kids. They like hanging out with us.
They're not running around amok. They're not doing ding dong ditches. They're not being.
They were running from
crazy.
They were sitting with us at 1400, and then they were running up to the Pearl Cafe and getting snacks for everybody, or they were running runners. Over to. They'd
go get Sorrento's. They deliver us pizza. I want to say us. I mean
everybody. So, but yeah. So anywho. So it was a lot of fun. So maybe we'll have to put them to work on the next group cruises too. We'll see how they make out. Kevin says I'm the exact opposite of you,
Me too, Kev.
Oh, there you go. Shayna said, "Should we tip your kids in $2 bills in July?" They might appreciate it more than the crew. We'll see. Sugar says, "Good kids." Yes, they are good kids, and that's why
nothing more than thank you.
That's why we keep bringing them with us. they're actually a lot more entertaining than we are in the vlogs too. So that's why we keep them around. So,
Yeah.
but it's
Good
why we
stuff,
do
guys.
what we do. It's why we.
Did we miss any big stories? I mean, there was a lot going on this week, and we skipped over a bunch. We didn't want to hit on everything, but if we missed anything you wanted us to talk about, definitely drop a comment, and maybe we'll touch on it next week.
Kev wants to know, can the kids get us drinks on the ship?
That's why
We'll
we
save that
tip the
story for
servers and the bartenders,
we'll
because
save that
they bring them
story.
to us. The kids, they just deliver pizza and snacks.
There has been a time or two when we've had. Okay, never mind.
There's been a time or two that what? No, I'm
No, we've had gotten because we get to know our servers very well, and you know they'll hand the kids something.
No, they don't. That's never happened. I'm not even kidding you. That's never happened.
Okay, it's never happened.
He's trying to be funny.
Okay, it's never happened.
Not to my knowledge. Great.
Anywho, so what do we have in store this week? We have a very busy week. We have we're going to try and dry out here in New Jersey because it's been raining a lot.
Oh my gosh, our fields are amuck and.
We're going to get through the kids' practices. We're going to get through an eclipse. We're going to get through a whole bunch of
eclipse
things.
Tomorrow. Who's watching the eclipse?
We will be back live again next Sunday to talk about our trip to Florida.
Yeah.
So
and
we're trying to.
Well, go ahead. Yeah, no, I know. Go for it. If you are going to be watching the eclipse,
here we go.
Make sure PSA for the day. Make sure that you have the ISO verified glasses. I can't even see a thing when I put these on. That's ISO verified glasses, and you are being safe. You can look at a total when it's in totality. That means you have to be in the zone of totality, and then you can look at it for the moments that it is in totality. But you have to have glasses on. Other than that, please protect your eyes or look through the peephole.
We want you all to be back here next Sunday night to see us. So, and we don't want to hear of any injuries. So please come back next Sunday night. We have a lot more to talk about. Thanks for hanging with us tonight. It was good to see all of you. Book November, book July. We want to see you. We want to cruise with you.
Tony, share that footage.
We can't wait to see you in the chat next week. Bring a friend, join the community group, follow us on all of our socials. We love you all. Have a great week and
see you on the seas.